Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. I'm making this video to say that Black Americans expressing how we feel about Black immigrants is not divisive. Now, I have not been elected or appointed to speak for Black Americans, but many Black Americans do agree with me. We have to establish rules of engagement in order to get along with people, especially people you don't know. You need to establish a system of manners and mannerisms. How are you going to engage with each other? Now, some of these Black immigrants, in my opinion, don't have good manners, or at least what Americans call good manners. They brag about their degrees, their culture, their homeland, all of these things that are supposed to instill a degree of comportment in you, of knowing how to behave when you get around other people. Now, I think they know how to behave when they get around white people. They don't know how to behave when they get around Black people. They have gotten all the free pass that they deserve as far as I'm concerned. They've been coming here for 25 or 30 years running their mouth and complaining about Black Americans, calling them booty scratchers. Now, some Black Americans might call them that, but many of us had never heard of that before. And I wouldn't call anybody that even if I had heard of it. And I wouldn't even find that funny. They're using that to go in and attack Black Americans, and we don't do a good enough job of letting them know that we don't particularly care for their company. And those of us who feel that way, if you don't feel that way, I'm not talking to you. But if you can't come into my space and respect me, I don't want you in my space. And we need to make that clear. I think that we have been too easy on these people. Now, the reason I'm on this little rant is because I saw a YouTube person showed a clip of this African guy on the Divisive channel. And I'm going to put it in the description box. He was going in on Black Americans and talking about how much crime we commit and all the things that he didn't like about Black Americans, and this is what he liked about white Americans. Now, he's on a blackmail platform, and they invite these people to come on these platforms to insult Black Americans, and especially Black American women. But they are sitting there letting this African disrespect the Black American women. But one woman actually took him on. She asked him one question: where are your people from? And he went off on a tangent. To me, this kind of stuff is just madness, but I guess everybody is trying to build a channel and make money without getting a real job. I'm going to get rich off YouTube talking about Black women and putting Black women down. That seems to be the thing now. And about those men on the PIF, see, I don't know what their lineage is. I'm questioning their lineage. I'm not sure that those people are of our lineage. And that's how come they don't have a problem letting these Black immigrants come in and disrespect Black Americans, because they're not Black Americans themselves. A lot of them come in and perform Black American, but they're really not. Their family members came from Haiti or Jamaica or one or two of those 54 African countries. So we have to be mindful of that. Whenever somebody starts ragging on Black Americans, we need to ask the question that Six the Goddess, that's what their name is. We need to ask that question: where are you from? Where are your people from? And from there, they need to be made to understand that you really don't need to be speaking on our issues, because we're not speaking on your issues. We don't know why you ran from your own country, and it's none of our business. So you stay out of our business, and we'll stay out of yours. But those Black men sat there and watched him disrespect her, and some of them were laughing at some of the things that he was saying. He wasn't a comedian, he wasn't funny, he was very arrogant, and he was very disrespectful, to the point that after he got so angry because she wouldn't let it go, he tried to move the conversation on by trying to ask her a question. But she was smart enough to say, no, you answer my question. Where are you from? And he got so triggered and so angry that he said something that was actually out of order. If she wanted to make a sexual harassment case out of that, she could, and it's on tape, so she wouldn't have a problem proving it. This is our country. When you come to this country, you don't get to come here and start dictating to us based on what you think or what some white person told you about how we're supposed to be. You don't know how we got here, you don't know how long we've been here, and you don't know what we've had to do to sustain ourselves in this country and get to the point that we are. You don't know how we've been able to stay here and not run all over the world like you do, running from problems, looking for a comfortable place to stay. So that alone should tell you that you need to keep your mouth shut. Look, listen, and learn. Now, what you have the option to do is stay to yourself and stay with the white people that you say you get along with so well. But what you don't get to do is to tell us how we're supposed to behave here, and you don't get to dictate to us about who we're supposed to be, telling us what we don't have. We don't have culture. This is our culture, and this is our home. We don't have a home in Africa. Now, some black Americans are relocating to different countries in Africa. Some are going to Ghana, buying land and so forth. And we saw just what happened in Ghana. Somebody called themselves over there doing something we don't know, but we saw in real time those Ghanaians knocked their house down. Now, I know it's more to it than that. But what I'm saying is, you're going over there in somebody else's country. You don't know what you're doing. You have to learn the rules and laws of that country. So they come there and knock your house down. They may be perfectly within their rights based on their culture and their laws. I don't know the details of what happened. I don't know what the black American may or may not have done wrong. What I do know is that there are many black Americans living in Ghana and have been living there for many years, and they haven't knocked their houses down. So there has to be something else to it. But my point is, when you go into somebody else's country, you need to know how they do things. You need to know what the rules of engagement are. You don't go over there and dictate to them what you think things ought to be. They already have in place how things are, just like we do here. We have our culture. This is our homeland, and most of us are not going anywhere. So when you come here, you need to learn the rules and the manners of operating in black America, or you stay out. Black Americans don't go to any African country and jump up in somebody's tribe and start telling them how they ought to be, or trying to dissect their behavior or critiquing their behavior, because that's not your business and that's not your job. When you come to the United States, your job is not to critique black Americans. I don't give a damn what they're doing. They're at home. You're not. And they always want to jump up in black Americans' faces talking about white people and how nice white people are and how much they like white people. But let's see how white people treat them. Oh, I think we already know. And you're not, if you think that white people are going to let you jump on their side and we'll do it. Let's see. I want to see you do it. Because after all, they always end up back in black Americans' face on our square, in our culture, trying to do something that has to do with black Americans. Because you're going to learn before it's over. White people do not give up anything to black people. They're not impressed with you. They don't care about your accent. They don't care about your degrees. They don't care where you came from, because they already know about where you came from. But what you are not going to do and get away with it is come over here trying to tell us what to do, trying to impose your views on us, and trying to critique us, whether we're baby mamas, whether we're selling drugs, whether we're lazy, whatever we are. That's our damn business. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You come over here and you get your little job and get you a little house and mind your business. That's the best way to do it. I'm not being divisive. I'm just telling you what the facts are. This is not divisive. We can unite when we understand what the rules of engagement are. When black Americans go to Africa, they have to know what the rules of engagement are. African countries don't change anything around for them. That's why they're complaining about not being able to get citizenship. The Africans have their rules. And you don't go over there trying to tell them how they're supposed to operate their country. And you don't go over there telling those people, the people of those countries, how they're supposed to be, or trying to critique them. If you don't like the way they operate, you get your ass back on the plane and get back to where you came from. That's what you do. This is not being divisive. This is just telling you what the facts are. You stay out of black Americans' business. We have our issues. It's our job to solve those issues, not yours. Because if you were a problem solver, you wouldn't have left where you came from. You would have solved the problem where you were instead of coming here. You respect us when you come to this country, and we respect you when we come to yours. This was our journey. We took this journey, and we handled our journey better than you and your people handled yours. Because you're running from country to country looking for a comfortable place to live instead of staying in your own country and working with your governments to make them better. We haven't had anywhere to run, and that's how come I speak with authority, because we haven't had anywhere to run to. We had to stay here and make this a better nation. Black Americans go to your country, they figure out what the rules of engagement are, and they govern themselves accordingly. And if they don't, you get your house knocked down. You follow the rules or you take the consequences. It's a good idea always to mind your business wherever you go. That's what time it is. You learn the rules of engagement and you follow the mannerisms of the people in that land. And that's how you get along. That's why why you can't get along in your own country. Y'all don't have any respect for each other. Well, anyway, that's what I had to say about this. Okay, y'all let me know what you think about this. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share the video. And as always, have a great day.